I become an AI engineer, a forward deployed engineer, or a software engineer? If this is a question you're asking yourself right now, this video is for you. Forward deployed engineering is becoming the hottest and the highest paying job in AI right now. But is that the right path for you? Should you be an AI engineer? Should you be a software engineer? None of these are bad options. So in this video, I am breaking down all three roles, what they actually do day to day, how they get paid, and a simple way to figure out which one is right for your experience and personality. Now, why should you listen to me? I have been a cloud and AI leader at Google and Microsoft and built an outcomes-based FDE team from scratch in the last 2 years that worked with Fortune 500 companies to lay out their AI transformation strategy. I've hired for these roles and adjacent roles, so I know exactly what you need to become one. And if this is your first time on my channel, here I share tech career tips, roadmaps, and AI and cloud tech concepts in plain English. So if that's your jam, subscribe. Let's start with software engineering. Well, here's the thing nobody is telling you. That job is not called software engineering anymore. The AI boom forced a fork in the road, and most people are still describing 3 different careers with one outdated title as software engineer. Now, first lane is the classic software engineer who's building products, internal tools, standard application logic. Still exists, it's still huge, but not going anywhere. Then there's the second lane, which is AI engineer. This is the person who takes existing models and wires them into real software. The RAG pipelines, agent orchestration, fine-tuning, the whole ML ops stack. And then there's this third lane called forward deployed engineering. And most people have either not heard of it or have heard of it very, very recently. It has been dismissed by some by calling it just consulting, which it is not, by the way, and I will explain you in just a little bit. Now, up to 95% of the enterprise AI pilots fail to show real business impact. Not because the models are bad, but because nobody built the bridge between that impressive demo and what actually works for Fortune 500 companies and the messy infrastructure and legacy things that they already have. So who is supposed to fill that gap? That is forward deployed engineer. Before we talk about forward deployed engineers, let's talk about AI engineering, because this is the role that most people already have a rough mental model of. The AI engineer sits between software engineering and machine learning to some extent. They are not training foundational models from scratch. That's a research job. They are actually taking a model that already exists and turning it into something a product can actually use. Now think advanced RAG pipelines, multi-agent frameworks, context window management, and post-training work like supervised fine-tuning or RLHF. Here's how you can think about this role. The AI engineer builds for scale. Their user is the entire product's user base, thousands or millions of people, not one client. Now, success looks like uptime, latency, inference cost, adoption numbers. They live in the internal code bases, working with product managers and ML ops engineers, mostly untouched by the chaos of any single customer's weird legacy system. And this is exactly why the 95% pilots fail stats, it matters. The AI engineers can build a genuinely brilliant RAG pipeline, and it can still die in the boardroom because nobody handled the client's broken IAM policy or the messy PDF export from 2009. And that's not AI engineers' problem. That's a different job. And that job is forward deployed engineering. And this is the part that I find very, very fascinating, because almost nobody outside of this industry actually understands what this role means. Now, the FDE embeds directly inside a client's environment. Palantir basically invented this role in like late 2000s for defense and intelligence clients who needed really bespoke systems that are built on site, not off-the-shelf software. Now, in 2026, every major AI lab has rebuilt that model for enterprise AI deployments. So here's how to think about the FDE role. They are like a mini CTO for one specific high-stake client. They run discovery sessions with non-technical executives, prototype against real and usually very ugly client data, and write the bespoke integration code that forces a probabilistic model to behave more deterministically inside a rigid corporate workflow. They have to do all the unglamorous stuff that keeps a fragile enterprise integration from falling apart. This role is very interesting because in some places it's called forward deployed engineering, in others it's called applied AI engineering, and it doesn't matter what it's called, but as long as you're working with the customer on their problem, you are a forward deployed engineer. OpenAI just launched a dedicated deployment company backed by $4 billion raise. Anthropic did a $1.5 billion services joint venture with Blackstone and Goldman Sachs. Now, different names here, but they do this exact same core job, and over $9 billion in capital chasing it in early 2026 alone. So FDE postings grew over 700% year over year, and that's not a niche role anymore. That's where the money is moving. Now, here's the reveal that I promised you earlier. For years, the ML researchers sat at the absolute top of the tech compensation, and that has flipped now in 2026 because forward deployed engineers are frequently out earning that traditional ML engineer at senior and staff levels. Mid-level FDEs total comp sits around $385,000 and staff is around $600,000. And at the top AI labs, the FDEs are easily getting $1.2 million. And why is this the case? Because models have become relatively abundant. Anyone can call an API now, but the ability to sit with a frustrated enterprise team, figure out their actual problem, and build something that survives contracts with their legacy systems, that's still rare. And every major AI deal signed gets shepherded by an embedded FDE. Because that draws a direct line to revenue, that is why the market prices that scarcity more aggressively. Now that we understand each of these roles, how do you actually pick one for yourself? So ask yourself two questions. How much ambiguity can you tolerate? And do you want your success tied to one client's outcome or a whole product's outcome? If you want deep, focused technical work, same code base, predictable cycles, minimal client friction, then you want to be an AI engineer. It's a classic back-end engineering role, and data scientists tend to slide into this very naturally. Also, software engineers. If you're looking for a roadmap to become an AI engineer, I've got some here that I will link. Now, if you thrive on chaos, enjoy translating vague executive problems into shippable code, and you don't mind traveling a little bit and unpredictability a little bit, then FDE can be your lane. And honestly, it's a great landing spot, whether you are a back-end engineer that is craving to get some business impact under your belt, or a solutions architect that is tired of the slide decks who actually wants to write code again. These FDE is your path. Neither one is better. They are just different temperaments wearing different job titles. Now, if you want to become an FDE, one of the biggest traits that you want to have is great, very strong executive communication. Communication is key. You're translating business problems into technical details and vice versa, and you're taking business goals and translating them into tech. So if you're converting yourself from software engineer to a forward deployed engineer, that is the skill I would work on, because you'd be amazing at the software engineering and the coding part of it. But before then, you have to be a great communicator. If you're a student, here's my specific advice to you. Forward deployed engineer roles are specifically the ones where a little bit more experience is required. You've either been a software engineer and have seen production deployments, distributed systems in place and have worked on them. If you don't have that amount of experience, I would honestly go for AI engineering, because you can get into this, break into it, just like a software engineer early in career. 3-4 years of experience, you can still become an AI engineer, but it'll be harder for you with that experience to become a forward deployed engineer. So I would take a path as a student to first become an AI engineer, do that for a few years, and then carve yourself out with communication skills to become an FDE eventually in your career. Okay, three things to take away. Software engineer, it's not a single career anymore. It is forked into AI engineer and FDE, and there are two very different paths coming out of that fork. Number two is FDEs getting paid for solving the deployment bottlenecks, not for training models. And number three is pick your lane based on how you actually like to work, not on which title sounds more impressive on LinkedIn or how much does it pay, honestly. If this helped you make sense of the AI job market right now, subscribe. I break down AI concepts every week, and if you'd like to see anything else from me on FDE, my experience hiring FDEs, let me know in the comments below and happy to make another video on it. Thank you. See you next time.